Filipino food. Top 15 dishes you can't miss. Stick around, that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey guys, before we get started with today's video, just want to ask a favor. If you would, please give the video a like and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. We thank you in advance and we thank all of you who have done so already. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Alright, YouTube friends, welcome back. USA to Philippines Life channel with your host, me, Mike. Another edition. Today, we're going to switch gears a little bit. A little lighter topic, but one that is near and dear to all of us. Something that we all need to survive, and that's food. In particular, Filipino food. I know I've heard from some of you guys that don't like Filipino food. That's your thing. I happen to like it. I could eat Filipino food every day. I know I did a video, I'll put it up here, about guys don't eat like a Filipino. It's good food, but know what you're eating. Know that some of that stuff we have to, Westerners, everybody, Filipinos too, we have to eat a lot of that stuff with moderation because it's not the healthiest food, but it is very delicious. I'm going to be sharing an article that I found that I liked. I also shared it in the Facebook group, our USA to Philippines Life Facebook group that I invite everybody to join. Don't cost nothing, and it's another place where we can have a little discussion. And I share a lot of cool articles like this, current events, news, all things Philippines related, and invite all the members to do the same as well. So this comes out of AuthenticFoodQuest.com, and it was suggested to me on my phone, which I kind of liked because I love Filipino food. It's a Filipino food guide. 15 authentic Filipino dishes that you have to have. And I tend to agree on some, and some of them maybe not so much. I'm interested to hear from you in the comments about these dishes and your thoughts. So leave down in the comments, your experience with these delicious foods, your thoughts. You love them, hate them. You know how to make them. Your wife or girlfriend makes it. I'd love to hear it. Also, as is the case in the U.S. and Europe and UK, Australia, I'm sure. I don't know that much about Australia. I do have some Australian viewers. So if you could chime in and let us know. I'm sure it's the same case in Australia, that the foods are a little different in various parts of your country. It's the same thing here in the States. Now, I live in northeastern New Jersey. It's got a big Italian-American population here, so it's easy to get great. Actually, that was the case when I was a little kid, but because New York, I'm right outside New York, 20 minutes away if there's no traffic, you can get authentic food from anywhere in the globe in New York. So I've had that growing up, which is pretty awesome. Out west, southwest part of the United States, you're going to find a lot of great authentic Mexican foods. Here we have a tendency to have a lot of good Italian foods, seem to be prominent in this region. Same in the Philippines. The styles of cooking and recipes vary from area to area, as is the case. So you might have chicken adobo in Manila and find it very delicious, and then maybe go down to General Santos City and have it prepared in a totally different way, equally as delicious. So love to hear from those of you that are there if you've experienced those differences in the taste and the way that the food is prepared. I know my wife makes adobo. Adobo is adobo, but my wife has a little style of cooking it that I love. So with adobo, that we're talking about adobo, that is the number one adobo, Philippines national dish. Chicken adobo, pork adobo. I hear they make adobo out of anything. I'm not going to say what I've heard them make adobo out of, but yeah, I've heard them make adobo out of some meats that necessarily we wouldn't think of as food here in the Western world, but without getting into that too deeply. Definitely a great food that I enjoy, and definitely one that if you're trying to get acquainted with the Philippines, sooner or later, if you've not already, you're going to experience adobo, and it's awesome. The next one, number 2, Sinigang. Okay, it's a sweet and sour Filipino soup. Honestly, for me, it's not one of my faves. I will eat it. It's okay. It's not one of my favorite dishes. My wife loves it. Most Filipinos love sinigang. It's like, I've been in restaurants with my wife and the family over there in the Philippines, and they get sinigang, and it comes in a big ceramic thing, and everybody has some. It's definitely a big thing. My wife makes it sometimes here for herself. Again, it's not one of my favorites, but it's number 2 on the list. So what does that tell you? The next one is one that I do like. Pork Seasick. And I know I've heard some of you guys in my other video that are into the Seasick as well. Seems like Western guys kind of dig this dish. It's kind of good. It's kind of porky, you know, a little crispy, bacony kind of thing going on there, but it's very good, and not the healthiest thing in the world for you, but it's delicious. I love seeing it at number 3 on this list, because it's one of the things that I will eat if I'm in the Philippines. Even here, we have our place we like to go, Tropical Hut, Maywood, New Jersey. If you're in the area, great Filipino food. They sometimes offer pork sisig. I did see squid sisig when I was in the Philippines. It didn't have any. I'm not a big squid eater, but you would think, being an Italian American, with the calamari or calamari, as people say that aren't Italian American, you know, yeah, I'm not a big fan of calamari or calamad, as we call it, but sometimes the fried ones I'll do, but it's not one of my favorite things. But yeah, so they have squid sisig too. Comment below if you've had the squid sisig and tell us what you think of it and where you had it. Number 4, Sinigang. If I'm saying it wrong, correct me. Sinigang. Savory pork blood stew. My wife gets this all the time. They have it at that restaurant I mentioned that we go to all the time. She loves it. Again, not one of my faves. You know, I know the Italians cook with blood too. It's something that I've not really gotten into. It's not my thing. It's number 4 on this list. You know, are you a fan of it? Is it one of your favorite things? Leave it in the comment. Love to hear it. But yeah, not one of my favorites. It's supposed to be good. Looks interesting. It's very dark in color. I'm going to show photos of these dishes as well, which you've probably been seeing as I've been talking. Number 5 on the list, the very popular Lechon. All right, let's hear it for Lechon. We all love Lechon. You love Lechon. I love Lechon. I mean, come on. When we were there in the Philippines, the last visit a couple of years ago, it was like a combination of my stepdaughter, my stepson, my wife, I, and our little cousin. We all have birthdays in November, so we were all there early November, and we had a huge party. Plus it was around All Saints Day, so we had a huge party with tons of food. We sprung for the lechon. We had a whole lechon. It was the first time I experienced that. It was very, very cool and very, very delicious. We can get it here in New Jersey. It's a special order if you want the whole thing. I've not done that. We don't have that many people around us, unfortunately. As I've mentioned, it's just my wife and I. So it's really, but we do get the lechon kawali, which is the fried lechon. But if you have not experienced lechon, proper lechon, you're missing out. It's number 5. I would think it'd be higher on the list in front of that blood stew, but nevertheless, this is AuthenticFoodQuest.com's list, and they put it at number 5. Number 6 on the list, kari meat stew and peanut sauce. I don't know if I've had this. It looks familiar to me. You're seeing the photo right now. It looks familiar to me. I think I have, but it's not something that pops into my mind. It says here, with thick and creamy peanut sauce, there is no mistake the savory goodness of kari kari. It is another famous Filipino dish traditionally made of oxtail. However, regional variations can include beef, pork, goat, and chicken. So there you have it. It looks kind of cool, and I had stuff that's this color, but I think that was curry that I had that was that color, curry chicken. So let's move on. Number 7, pinakbet. Again, I could be butchering this, but it looks delicious. I've not had this dish. It's on my list to try. It looks fantastic. But they've got it at number 7. Pinakbet is a Filipino dish originating from the Ilocos region, the Ilocano meal. The name of the dish is an Ilocano word derived from the term pinakbet, or shrink or shrivel. So it's shriveled mixed vegetables in shrimp sauce. This traditional dish consists of mixed vegetables such as string beans, eggplant, okra, bitter melon, and winged beans. So it looks interesting. It definitely does. If not had it, this is something, that's why this article grabbed me, because there's stuff on this list that I've not had yet that I definitely want to try. So let us know in the comments if you have experienced pinakbet and what you thought of it. So let's move along. Number 8. Now this I have had, and I'm going to tell you about that. Chicken in a saul, chicken barbecue. Ho ho, and they actually show, and you're seeing it right now, Mang Inasal. One of my favorite places to go in the Philippines, Mang Inasal, with the bottomless rice. You heard that. If you've not been to the Philippines yet and you love rice, you're going to love Mang Inasal. I don't know how they prepare that chicken. It is delicious. It's the best. Oh, it's very, very, very good. And they serve it on the stick, which you're seeing right now. But they come around, like in the U.S., if you're in a cafe or a diner and you're having, breakfast, and the waitress will come around with the coffee pot. More coffee, sir? More coffee, sir? Well, over there at Mang Inasal, the guy's got a big old bucket under his arm. More rice, sir? More rice, Mom? I was like, man, what? And they also have a couple of sinks in the back of the place, and everybody gets up, washes their hands before, because you're eating this all with your hands. They do have the silverware. I did do American style and ate with the, but I did American style / Filipino because I ate with the fork and the spoon, no knife. And you need to learn how to do that if you're heading to the Philippines. I kind of like, first time I experienced was like, oh, where's the knife? But I've learned now how to do it, and I kind of like it. And we eat like that here every day. We put a fork and a spoon out, and that's it. And that's how I eat now. Unless I'm eating some good steak, and in that case I put the steak knife out. But yeah, if it's really good steak, you should be able to pull it apart with the fork and the spoon. But yeah, chicken in a saul. Chicken in a saul, commonly known as in a saul, is the Philippines' famous barbecue or grilled chicken. It is from the Visayas region, celebrated in Bacolod City, where it is affectionately referred to as chicken or Manokan country. Chicken in a saul. Check this article out. I'll put the link to the article in the description. They go into a little bit more of the history of each of these dishes. We're only on number 8, so let's get on with it. I'm surprised this one is down on the list this far, because this is a staple. Pancit, Chinese influence in Filipino noodles. And I've had pancit in so many different ways, but it's definitely good. It's one of those things you don't want to eat too much of if you're like me and you like food too much. If you're somebody who stays active and you're in really good shape and you got great metabolism and you can eat all kinds of food and not gain any weight, go for it. For me, this is one of those dishes I eat very, very sparingly because I like it so much that I could really go overboard with it. And they say every region in the Philippines has its own take on the quintessential Filipino food called pancit. As I said, there's a lot of variations, there's a lot of styles. It's very cool. And if you plan to travel around the Philippines, you can kind of map your trip and have pancit at these different places, and it's going to be a little bit of a different spin on it. So very cool. I'm surprised this is that far down at number 9 on AuthenticFoodQuest.com's list of 15 Filipino foods that you can't miss. Let's move on. Number 10, quinola, Filipino ceviche. Again, if I butchered the name, just let me know about it in the comments, because this is another one I don't think I've had. Seafood plays an important role in Filipino dishes, and quinola, raw seafood appetizer, it's a ubiquitous dish prepared in all corners of the country. Quinola can be described as the Filipino version of ceviche. Process of marinating fish dates back thousands of years. Quinola, a sour cooking, described the oldest method in the Philippines. So, as I'm reading this, I think I did experience something similar. It was like a pickled fish I had in Iloilo. It was pretty good. But this, I'm going to show you this picture. You'll see it's kind of interesting with the red onions, and it looks like there's cucumber in there. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. I don't think I've had it this way. I'd be interested to take a little forkful and see what I thought of it. Let me know in the comments if you've had it, or you make it, or if you like it, love it, hate it. It's another one of those dishes that I don't have a lot of experience with, but if they're putting it at number 10, it says we can't miss these dishes, so I will definitely try it at the first opportunity. Let's move on. Number 11, another shocker that this is not further up on the list, because everybody loves lumpia, all right? And I think everybody knows lumpia. Lumpia, is it known? Filipino spring rolls. And again, they're prepared all different ways, but similar. The one that you're seeing right now, I've never experienced this one this way. It looks quite different from the ones that I've had. The ones we get most of the time are little mini spring roll looking things with pork inside. Very yummy. And the dipping sauce is like a ketchup sauce with something, I'm not sure what goes in it, but very, very, very yummy. Lumpia is one of the dishes, again, an early introduction to Filipino cuisine. I had never had it before. It is wonderful. I'm sure you've had it. If you've not, I'm interested who's not had it. If you've not had lumpia, leave that in the comments, because I want to hear that you didn't have lumpia. If you haven't, you definitely got to have it, because it's fantastic, out of this world. Lumpia is Filipino version of spring rolls. They are derived from Chinese spring rolls and are believed to have spread throughout Southeast Asia with Chinese immigrants. And again, Philippines, awesome, has so many influences. Spanish, Western, American, Chinese, Japanese. Lumpia, I can't say enough nice things about lumpia. Again, something that I can't eat a lot of and eat all the time, but when the opportunity presents itself, I never pass up on an opportunity to enjoy some lumpia, and neither should you. So let's get on with number 12. Number 12, longanisa, Filipino sausage from Ilocos. Another one, fantastic. I love the longanisa. I mean, I can't say enough good things about that. It's delicious. It's yummy. Yeah, you're seeing some photos of it right now. No Filipino breakfast is ever complete without longanisa, the country's version of pork sausage. Very good. Again, leave in the comments. Had it, didn't have it, love it, hate it. Love to hear what you think. So number 13, we're going to get into a little street food here. And this is one that I do know, but it's one that I have not brought myself to try yet. I'll put it in the category with balut. It's just one of those things, you know, I've not done it yet. And this is esau. Esau, I think it's pronounced. That's grilled chicken intestines. Supposed to be delicious. Again, I've seen it. It's not, I don't think my wife and I have ever been out on the street walking around and I've seen her grab one and eat it and said, here, taste this. It's just one of those things. But I know it's popular. I know it's everywhere. Top seller among Philippine street foods, grilled chicken intestines, locally called esau, are not to be missed. Again, if I said it wrong, I apologize. I'm sure someone will correct me, but yeah, grilled chicken intestines, street food. Very popular, as is balut. I'm not a balut guy. I've not done the balut thing yet. Who knows? If I do, I will probably do it on video so that you guys can see my reaction to balut. Might do it here. The restaurant, one of the restaurants we go to local actually has balut, so maybe we'll do it here one day. Oh, and I spoke too soon. It's number 14 on the list is, you guessed it, balut, a controversial street food. Isn't that funny? But yeah, here's a nice photo of it. Looks yummy, huh? I was told by a local in Iloilo that eating the chick part of it is for tourists. I don't know, because I know people who love it and eat the whole thing. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'm talking to the guys not from the Philippines now. Have you eaten balut? I want to hear from you. If you've eaten it, if you've not eaten it, did you love it? Did you hate it? I've not done it yet. Balut is another famous street food and Filipino delicacy. It has its origins in China and is also popular in Vietnam and other Southeast Asian countries. Controversial. It's controversial. I love that. Another one that I've mentioned that definitely I could see is rounding up the list with good reason for doing so. Halo halo, number 15, the Filipino dessert you must have. Halo halo is famous and traditional Filipino dessert. A traditional ice dessert, it is considered the unofficial national dessert of the Philippines. The name means mix and is shaved ice layered with a variety of ingredients. Colorful by virtue of the ingredients, halo halo includes boiled sweet beans, coconut, tubers, fruit, and more. It's definitely awesome, especially when it's hot out. It's a good thing. There are some other Filipino desserts that I love that aren't on the list. One of my favorites, cassava cake. Biko. Love ube biko. Those are two desserts that I really like. They didn't make the list, but they're fantastic. I get them quite a bit. There's others that I just don't know the name of. Not to mention if you're in the Philippines, or we have one here, the red ribbon. All the various ube cakes. And if you have a red ribbon near you, or you've not been to a red ribbon, while we're on the topic of dessert, although it's not on the list, I'm going to give it a plug anyway because it's one of my favorites. The red ribbon mango cake. Whoa, really good. You got to try that. And next time we get some of that, I don't get it often. For good reason, because if I get it, I'll eat the whole cake. I love cake, sweets, you know, it's not good, so I don't do it. But yeah, their mango cake is very good. So there you have it. 15 Filipino dishes that you can't miss. Very good article. I shared it again. I said I shared it in our Facebook group. I thought it was worthy of doing a video about. Take a little break from the cost of living in the Philippines that I've been working on, and some of the travel stuff that's been going on as things begin to open up, and the reality of potentially heading back to the Philippines is looking more promising. We're looking at a spring summer 2022 return to the Philippines, which you guys are all coming with us. I can't wait. I'm already starting to compile some gear and things that I think I'll need. I've never done a vlog on the road before. If you have, and you have any pointers, leave in the comments. Love to hear it. And we'll be doing videos as time unfolds, as we approach that time. I'll let you guys know when we actually have the made the reservations for the flight. And I'm going to do another video and talk about the things, what our plans are between now and that trip, and reasons why we're not ready to fly now. Small process things that we have to take care of before that time comes. With that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Please give it a like if you liked it. Appreciate it. Check out some of the other videos. Give them a like too. Helps the channel greatly. If you've been checking out our videos but you've not subscribed yet, because we can see in the analytics we have a lot of viewers that aren't subscribed, please consider doing so. It really helps the channel out a lot, and it's going to help me unlock the community feature of the YouTube channel, where I can communicate with you all in between uploads, so we can keep the dialogue going based in between, and I can ask you guys questions, give me ideas what you guys want to see on videos that we do. So really marching towards hitting the 500 subscriber mark. We're very close, so please consider subscribing today. And a big thank you to all of you that have subscribed already. We really appreciate it, and we love having you along on our journey. As we always like to say at the end of the videos, mean it from the bottom of our hearts. Stay well, stay safe, stay blessed. We're going to see you real soon with another video, and we thank you very much for watching.